I think the easiest way to explain the difference between distance and displacement is simply to do an example. So let's go ahead and do that. If I jog or walk 3 kilometers due east and then turn around and immediately go 2 kilometers due west, there's two interesting questions that we care about in physics. The first one is, how far did I actually walk? This would be in the sense of like, how much exercise did I get? How many kilometers did I walk in total? That's question one. Question two, where do I end up relative to where I started? And those are two different questions, and one of them is distance and one of them is displacement. Um, it never hurts to draw a picture. For the second part, we're definitely going to want a picture. So what I would do for this is I would pick a particular spot to be my origin, usually where I start. And so that's my starting point. And then I go 3 kilometers to the east, which I would usually choose the plus x direction to be east, and then 3 kilometers to the east, and then I turn around and I go 2 kilometers due west. I can't draw it right on top just so that you can see it, so I'm going to put it slightly below. So this one, the one slightly below, is the 2 kilometers, and they're in slightly different colors. Oh, that might not show up as well. The yellow is very bright for the 3 kilometers. So there's a 3 kilometer arrow that goes from the origin to the right 3 kilometers, and then I come back 2 kilometers. I think that it's pretty clear that the total amount that I jogged or walked is the total walk distance. Total walk distance is the 3 plus the 2, 5 kilometers. So the total walk distance is 5 kilometers, and that is indeed the one that we call distance. Turns out that distance is a magnitude. And so it's a magnitude, so the directions don't matter. It's the magnitude of the 3 and then the magnitude of the -2. We might call it minus because it's in the negative x direction. So the distance is a magnitude, and it's a total of 3 plus 2 is 5 kilometers. For the second part, I just realized I called the first one A. It should have been 1. For the second part, the question is, where do I end up relative to where I started? I'm going to answer that by just looking at the picture. So I end up right there, which is 1 kilometer due east. 1 kilometer east, doesn't quite fit on the screen, 1 kilometer east of where I started out. That is displacement. I'm displaced 1 kilometer east from where I started. So I think that example, if you keep something like that in mind, is super helpful to distinguish between distance, which is always the magnitude, and displacement.